God is not silent. He still speaks to us. Hearing God's voice in our day-to-day lives is a crucial part of living a life of faith. We see it in the Bible. The innocence of young Samuel hearing God's voice for the very first time. Moses in this dramatic encounter with the burning bush. Paul and the apostles planting churches, being guided by the Spirit as it whispered into their ears. God still speaks to the church today. Our name as a church should remind us of that. He is the revealer. God reveals himself to us. He continues to do that to us as a church family as well. God spoke to us recently about the most incredible facility that we now have. Before we jump fully into 2021, we want to slow down to listen. Our morning prayer team recently reminded us of how important it was to be led by the Spirit and not by programs. That's what they felt prompted to do. What a timely reminder for us. So in January, we will slow down. We will listen as we open our hearts and our minds to the Lord.
We really want and need you to have your heart and mind open to listening to God in this time. God can and will speak to us if we set time to listen to him. That involves us making it a priority to listen to God. I don't know about you, but setting that time aside to listen to God for our community is so important. Not just for me as an individual, but for us as a community. How do we listen? Well, we need to slow down. We need to stop. We need to set aside time and use what God has given to us to speak to us. Use the opportunities that we'll give to you through the month of January. Use them, put them as a priority during this particular month. And then we'll gather together what God has been saying to us across our whole family. And we'll weigh that. As a leaders team, we will take time to weigh what God has been saying. We'll sit down with our apostolic input, Alistair Bullen and Alan Emerson, and we'll weigh what God has been saying so that we can build on what God has revealed to us during this time. So let's take time to be a people of faith that listen to the voice of God, and then we can move on into 2021.
There are a number of ways that we would love to invite you to come and listen to what God is asking us to do in 2021. We are asking the whole church to do this, and please come along to as many of these things as you possibly can fit into your diary in 2021. We're going to be pausing for a week of prayer and fasting in the 24/7 style that we're so used to. We're going to be asking our internal prophetic voices to listen and share what they're hearing. We have a day set aside for a friend outside Revelation Family Church to take us through a discernment process. We have asked our external prophetic voices to listen on our behalf. And we're going to be focusing our monthly and morning prayer gatherings on just stopping and listening and waiting on God. I'd really encourage you to come along to these things. We want the whole church family to come and be part of what we're hoping for 2021. We're asking our children and our youth teams as well, and so there'll be something for everyone. I really hope you'll join us.
So opt in
to Revelation
2021.